Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of Market Grinders. I hope you guys had a prosperous and healthy 2021. As we go into 2022, I hope that you do double what you did in 2021, and that's in health, in wealth, and in knowledge. One of the big things going into the new year that I would like for you guys to focus on is having a trading plan. I think, the beginning of the year is a great time to reflect on, what we did great last year and what we plan on doing better this year. A lot of people have, New Year's resolutions, but the key to the resolutions or anything is execution. We got to take action and we got to make it happen. So one of the best ways to take action is to have a trading plan or to have a plan for whatever you're trying to do. I just ask that you guys, as we're thinking about trades that we want to get in, trades that we want to get out, have an entry and an exit plan or strategy. As we think about 2022 going into 2023, what are some of your goals? Make some goals for yourself. Make some financial goals for yourself. Also, make some milestones. So it's January now. Like, where's your trading account now in January? Where do you want it to be by December? And look at, in the middle. So in April, where do you want to be to say that you're on track or off track? In June, what number should you be at to say if you're on track or off track? So that's the biggest takeaway that I would like to leave you guys with, especially for my new traders. Have a plan for your trades. That's the key. So with that being said, I just want to kind of review or actually go over a stock that I'm watching for my long-term traders as well as my options traders. We're going to go to the charts and we're going to look at Beyond Meat. That's a company that makes alternative meats. I think they have them in Costco's. They may sell them at Walmart. They're doing deals with, or trying to do deals with, a lot of other retailers. Beyond Meat has, they've been beat down pretty bad. So I see that there's some opportunity in Beyond Meat. So what we'll do now, we'll go to the chart and I'll kind of walk you guys through the chart and my thoughts. And these are only my thoughts. I do plan on taking a position in Beyond Meat. Currently, I don't have one. I'm actually waiting on it to drop a little bit more before I jump in, but I do see a lot of opportunity to the upside on Beyond Meat. So now let's take a look at the Beyond Meat chart. All right, guys, we are back in the TradingView app, and I've gone over a couple things with TradingView in the past, but TradingView is just a app that you can download to your Mac, your Android, whatever you're using, and you can actually chart different stocks and company. It's a great tool to create a trading plan in. So we're actually looking at the Beyond Meat chart. If you look up here, right here, Beyond Meat for 2022. This is what I see, right? You can kind of create your own narrative or your own trading plan within this particular piece of software. So very powerful, and it's free. So these are some of the things that I see in Beyond Meat. If you look down here, see my cursor over here. If you look down here at the months, we look at 20, and this chart goes from June 2020 up into current time. So if we look at April of 2021, Beyond Meat hit a high of about $219, and then based on the line I've drawn here,
you can see that since that time, they've basically trended all the way down to around 53 or 52.79 as far as they've gone, right? So what I'm doing here, right, I want to establish a support line. So this yellow line here is what I have established as support. Support means that Beyond Meat has not fallen below that level. So when I go back here and to show you guys how I came up with that, if you look here, we have this was March 2020. Beyond Meat hit the 47.72, and if I go back a little further, Beyond Meat in May 2019, Beyond Meat hit around $47 also. So with that bit of information, it tells me that Beyond Meat has the potential to come down to that level. But another thing that I see with Beyond Meat as well. So once it hit these two levels, it also ran up to around 200 bucks, right? It fell down again, and then this time it ran up, didn't make it up to 200, but it ran up to around the 160 mark, and then it kind of trended. I would call this a sideways trend, even though we did hit some highs around 200 here, 195. It pulled back, and then it went to a new high back up to around the 219 mark, and then it had it started making lower lows, and then it pulled all the way down to the the $60 price is where it's at now. So actually 65.16 is where it's at now. So what I'm looking at there is areas of resistance, areas that Beyond Meat went to and they fell back down from, went to, and then they eventually fell back down from, went to, and they eventually fell back down to. Even though as we look at this area here, they Beyond Meat did pass my level of resistance, but those were, in my opinion, those were like anomalies, right? Those aren't the pattern. They did break out of the pattern, but they eventually pulled back into the pattern. They broke out of the pattern and then they pulled back into the pattern. So now I'm looking at I would call my new resistance level, meaning that I know Beyond Meat can go up to this level at around 164. So now I'll come over here, and so my target price for Beyond Meat is the 159, 160 area. So where I think it can go based on what I see so far. Um, but I don't want to get into it until I actually see it start to take off earlier, or I come down and I hit this $50 mark, and that's based on this area here and this area here, and that's where the patience comes in. Now, a lot of traders, they will, they'll go ahead and buy Beyond Meat here. The problem that I have with that, if I buy Beyond Meat here, it may want to, and this is the 165 area, it may want to just go sideways for a period of time, right? So if it goes sideways and I purchase an option, my option price is going to start losing value because I'm losing time decay. So I'm waiting for a real confirmation level around the $50 mark. So, and then if you look here, I have a line drawn at the $50 mark going up to around the 83 mark. So once it hit the $50 mark, again, as we think about trading plans, this stuff over here hasn't happened yet. These are the things that I think are possible to happen, right? So I think it'll hit the 50, and then hopefully it'll bounce up to around 80. I think at that level, I think some people will take profit. And once those people take profit, it's going to pull back because as people sell off, the stock should pull back. So once the stock pulls back to around the 160, 165 mark, I think I think the big institutions will start coming in at that price, and at that price, at that point, I think we have an opportunity for Beyond Meat to, run back up to around the $150 mark, which is, I mean, that's $100 gain, and if you're purchasing the option, that's a pretty nice payday for you. But the things you need to be cautious of if you're thinking about getting into this play is making sure you purchase enough time. So for me, when I purchase my option play on Beyond Meat, and that's what I'll be buying the option. I'll probably buy 6 months to a year once it hits the $50 mark. Um, and if it doesn't, sorry guys, if it doesn't um, if it doesn't clear the $50 mark, um, I'll probably go back in and I'll think a little differently, and I'll come up with another strategy to and another time to get in on the trade. Let's get us back to TradingView. Another time to get in on the trade. So um, now here, just some quick notes. Let's assume this happens. The pattern I want to see is this. First, breakout of the current descending trend line, meaning this is the breakout, right? This is the current descending trend line. The stock has not surpassed that line. So I look for a breakout, right? So once it hit this level, I want the stock to bounce. So that's what I call the breakout. So second is a corrective move, right? Once we get the bounce, we'll get a slight correction here. And then third would be the actual breakout of the Beyond Meat stock. Now, you'll notice at 134, I have a yellow line here. So what I'm thinking at 134, because you got to have your I'm wrong level. So if we do hit the 159, you got to make a decision, right? Do I hold on and stay into the trade even longer, or do I go ahead and take profits? So what I'm thinking, once I hit the 159, I mean, we know this stock can actually go up to like 219, 220 area. But we want to make as much as we can, but we don't want to be greedy and we want to be cautious. So what I have there is, once I hit the 159 mark, if the stock turns around, I cut my losses at the 134. So once I pass 134, I'm out. But and that's my thesis now. But once I hit 159, I may take profits and just leave the trade. So this is a great way to kind of set up a trading plan. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys as you look at setting up your trades. You guys don't have to jump into Beyond Meat. This is just one that I thought was a good trade to look at. But going into 2022, kind of look at your trades this way. Have a thesis, have what you think is going to happen. And if you don't get those things, don't make the trade. It's fine. Not being in every trade, not over trading. If you hit this trade right, with a decent amount of money, you can make a person's yearly salary in 6 months here. If you put in a decent amount of money, and if you put in $1,000, you can still make a couple $1,000s on this trade. But you're putting 10 to 15,000 to work here. You're gonna make some real money here if the trade pans out the way that we were kind of expecting it to. And if it doesn't, leave it alone. If Beyond Meat continues to fall, you wait. You wait. If you don't get this bounce, you wait. So the key in the stock market is not to lose money. So with that being said, again, Happy New Year's to everyone. I hope you and your family have a healthy and a prosperous year. So continue to follow me for more videos and more content, and reach out. I also do one-on-one consultations if you have some particular questions that you're interested in. Reach out, let me know, and it's fairly inexpensive for the the amount of information and time I'm willing to spend with you. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for listening. And as we did in 2021, let's keep grinding.